morning. Good morning. We're a few minutes before afternoon. Delighted to have you delighted to be with you here at the National Football Foundation College Hall of Fame Scholar Athlete Luncheon. My name is Ed Daniels. I'm the sports director at WGNO TV. High school football and high school student athletes are extremely important to us. This year, on August 18th, we will begin our 26th season of Friday Night Football, presented by the All-State Sugar Bowl. My colleague Robert O'Shields is with me here today, and we are delighted to be here for this great event to honor these outstanding student athletes and people. So, with that, we move on. It's time for our invocation, and for that, I'm going to welcome Dr. Benny Jones. Benny?
Hey, we pray. Father, we pause in the middle of this day to recognize your sovereignty in our lives. Because, Father, we know that without you, we would not take another breath. And so, Father, we thank you for allowing us to live here on this earth. Father, we thank you for allowing us to be the parents, the coaches, and the supporters of high school football. Father, we just thank you for these athletes. We thank you for the abilities that you've given them. We thank you for the talent that you've shown them. Father, we also thank you for the grades and the other things that they're doing in their lives in community service. And we just pray that they might continue to be a light in this world of darkness. Father, we thank you for this Passover and Easter season. Father, we thank you for always being our deliverer. And it's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Benny. The National Football Foundation was founded in 1947 and has 120 chapters in 47 states with over 100,000 volunteers. The New Orleans chapter was established in 1967 and has been recognizing excellence in high school football since that time. In 2000, the All-State Sugar Bowl took over sponsorship of the local chapter. Everyone's familiar with the Sugar Bowl. People around the world know that the great bowl game is played every January right here in this building. But the bowl does far more than just one football game, including events like this to support the local community. I'd like to introduce Stanley Kahn, President of the Sugar Bowl Committee, to give us a little more information about the organization and its support of young student athletes here in the city. Stanley?
Appreciate that, Ed. Congratulations to all of our young men in attendance today for your hard work in the classroom and on the football field. Also, congratulations to all the parents, grandparents, and guardians who are here, because without your guidance, all these young men would not be here today. As Ed mentioned, people around the world recognize the Sugar Bowl as one of the premier college football events each year. However, the Sugar Bowl Committee is also very proud to play a major part in high school sports throughout this city and state. The Bowl sponsors events like today's luncheon, but we also host and sponsor a wide variety of games, tournaments, meets, and championships in nearly every high school sport. Each year, the All-State Sugar Bowl is responsible for over 50 events, including 30 that focus on high school athletics. 3 years ago, it was our distinct honor to become the title sponsor of the Louisiana State High School Athletic Association's state championships. That gives us the opportunity to spread goodwill throughout the state while supporting great student athletes like these young men seated here today. Since taking on the sponsorship of the LHSAA, the Sugar Bowl has recognized 322 championship teams from 130 different schools. Our organization takes great pride in the fact that over the last decade, our endeavors have generated over $2.5 billion of economic impact in this region. But in addition to that, we are very honored for the chance to host and sponsor over 25,000 student athletes each year. And today's luncheon also allows us to recognize some of the best of the best. So to all of you, thank you for your support of what the Sugar Bowl is doing in this great community.
All-State Sugar Bowl and their staff for their support of the All-State Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. My partner Tim Bird and I went to Paul Houlihan and Jeff Hunter back in 2010 and asked them for an opportunity to put on what we hoped would one day be one of the best high school basketball tournaments in the country. We started with 8 teams in 2011, and God willing, in 2018, we'll be anywhere from 60 to 70 teams at the Alario Center in January. And we certainly appreciate the support of the Sugar Bowl, the All-State Sugar Bowl, and Paul and Jeff, because without that, it would have never gotten off the ground. And we're very, very appreciative. Kind of piggybacking off what Stanley said, since taking over the sponsorship of the local chapter of the National Football Foundation, the Sugar Bowl has recognized 400 outstanding student athletes, distributed over $310,000 in scholarship money. And that's just one chapter of the National Football Foundation. And to speak on the foundation, I would like to introduce Michael Kristovich, the chairman of the All-State Sugar Bowl chapter of the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame. Michael?
Thank you, Ed. As has been described, the National Football Foundation, which has been in existence for 60 plus years, has 120 plus chapters. I am honored to lead this particular chapter, which gives more scholarship money than any other chapter in the United States. So it's something we are very proud of. All of the great student athletes you have before you are deserving, in my opinion, of getting one of these scholarships, but we're simply unable to accommodate everyone. And this day, we will be awarding 6 more scholarships chosen from this great group of student athletes. Our chapter is lucky enough to have one of the great ambassadors for college football, who this year, and I want to make special recognition of this, was given the highest award the National Football Foundation has to give. It's their Gold Medal Award, and it has been given to 8 presidents, a number of secretaries of state, leaders of corporations, countries. It's really a tremendous honor. And this year's recipient was Archie Manning. And Archie got this great award not simply for being the fantastic college and pro football player that he was, but because he has spent his life dedicated to improving college football and, more importantly, at this stage, high school football, and engaging all of the high schools in the process of developing leaders like you have before you. So with that, I'd like to give credit to Archie and welcome everyone here, and you'll be watching in a minute a video that gives you a better description of the National Football Foundation. Welcome and enjoy the lunch.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we can, we'd like to direct your attention to the video screens to learn a little bit more about the National Football Foundation.
I think the greatest thing about football is the lessons it teaches you, the values you learn that are beneficial to you.
Here's Manning back to pass. When you get hit, you get back up and you continue to strive to reach for that goal line. But it's just like that in life too. You know, you get knocked down, you get back up, and you continue to strive and reach for the goals that you set for yourself.
I tell you, in tough times and in good times, football has been the backbone of much of my success.
You look at the game of football, and you realize that in many ways it's a metaphor for the American psyche, who we are, what's important to us.
What makes America great? And you look and say, you know, the sport of American football hasn't exactly exported around the world. And when you look at the fact that we are the #1 GDP in the entire world, with 26% of the world representative of what happens in the United States of America, if you think I don't believe that football has something to do with that, God bless America.
At the National Football Foundation, we build leaders through football. I think there's so many people that are leaders in our country, leaders in our society, who didn't play football, and you'll always hear them reflect back on their football days and the lessons they learned there.
football has been such an important part of my life and really shaping me in so many ways. Had it not been for this game, would you really know what it's like to face adversity? Would you really know what it's like to be pinned down? And how do you listen and get over yourself and making yourself the most important person out there, where you truly understand how to become a member of a team?
The tough lessons about football have guided my decisions in business. Trust, love, and commitment is the motto on our national championship ring in '88 at Notre Dame. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you committed to excellence? If I can answer those three questions in the affirmative about anyone, whether it's at home, whether it's someone I'm doing business with, I know I'm dealing with somebody who's a keeper.
The National Football Foundation is the biggest advocate for football in general.
Part of our mission in the National Football Foundation is to make sure every aspect of the public recognizes that overwhelming majority of the young men who play the game of college football do it for the right reasons, they do it the right way, and they're able to both infuse the game with their own values and take from the game the important values that the game of football can provide for them.
This organization started by General MacArthur, Red Blake, and Grantland Rice. We stand for what's good about the game of football. There's a lot of good people out there and good things that go on with kids that play football, and I think we recognize them. And especially, I'm proud of the fact that we recognize the scholar athlete.
When we pick our scholar athletes, you were exposed to literally hundreds of spectacular young men, and you'd say any one of them I'd love to have as a son, and to embrace him and say, I am so proud of what you're doing, not just as a football player, but with the rest of your life.
You celebrate those values that you believe are important to you. And what we spend time and invest in are the things that people understand is important to us. That Campbell Trophy is all about promoting and extolling the virtues of the highest and best of all of us. And that is balancing the interest of this sport, playing well on the field, but at the same time understanding that the long-term play, the true game of life, is all about excellence off the field.
That's the type of individual that's going to help us have a better country in which we all live in. And I always admire the fact that the National Football Foundation recognize the high school seniors, and they honor high school seniors with scholarships. And I love the fact that the numerous amount of chapters that the National Football Foundation has recognizes those high school seniors as well.
We reward kids starting in high school with our chapter program and all the scholar athletes scholarships that we give to needy kids, the ones that do this great job of balancing that football time and that academic requirements. We honor those kids, and those are the ones that turn out to be, great leaders and great people in our society.
I think the College Football Hall of Fame is extremely important to the foundation. The College Football Hall of Fame really keeps the legacy of football, whether it's through the great players that played the game, the great leaders in our country that have been impacted by the game, keep you up on current issues going on in college football. It's a huge part of football in itself.
These are our icons from the past. Let's honor them, because by honoring them, we honor the game today, and we honor the game in the future.
We've been in other places. We got a great place and a great city and an unbelievable Hall of Fame that people are just flat going to want to see and go through.
I think the National Football Foundation will have a big impact on the future of football, because the National Football Foundation is always going to be out front, leading the charge to keep the game going, to promoting the game of football, making sure that people understand the value of playing the game of football and the values that playing the game of football brings to individuals.
I'm all about promoting the benefits of this sport to the kids who play it, to the families who support it, to the communities who enjoy it. It's a lot bigger than just guys running into each other on a football field over inflated pigskin.
It's just gratifying to be part of something that does something good for young people. We're always looking for more areas where we can do good and more people we can have, and more ways we can just promote the game of football and the great game that it is.
to the All-State Sugar Bowl of the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we're going to have lunch, and if I could ask you please for a round of applause in advance for our outstanding Sugar Bowl Superdome staff who is here today, who is going to serve us. We very much appreciate all of their help today. If I could please get a round of applause.